Hello and welcome back to Green Money Momentum, where we talk about market movements, making money, and money momentum. And who's that in my background right there? That's Big Bear. And so for anybody who's been subscribed to my channel long enough, you know exactly what I'm going to be talking about today. It's going to be the same stock that we've been talking about over the course of the last couple months with this channel, and that is BigBearAi, ticker symbol being BBAI. And Big Bear has seen some pretty crazy movements this last month as the stock is up $5.63 and is up 166%. But even crazier, when we look at the last 3 months of Big Bear AI, the stock is up $7.24 and is up 411%. And so now when we zoom out and look at the all-time chart for Big Bear AI, you could see that this recent price movement we have had has been pretty significant, and it has put us at a major resistance level for the Big Bear. And so now many investors are starting to wonder, is this going to be the time when we see another major downtick for Big Bear AI? As every other single time we have seen positive price movement and a big push up, we have seen a major retraction. So investors are wondering, will that happen next, or will we finally see the Big Bear break into new all-time highs? And so today, I'm going to be doing my technical and fundamental analysis on Big Bear AI, talking all about the news and what I foresee for the future of the Big Bear. But before I do that, I want to say, as always, that this is not financial advice, and I always recommend that you do your own due diligence before making any financial decisions. So let's talk about it. And so as I was just talking about a second ago, Big Bear AI is at a pretty major support/resistance level for this stock. Over the last couple years, we have seen some negative price movement in this stock, and it just is now barely recovering to the levels that it was at in 2022. And so if you're just looking at the chart of Big Bear AI, and understandably so, this may look like another big pump to have the eventual dump. I mean, every other time on this chart that there has been positive price movements, the stock did retract back down. But now this is where you need to look past the stock chart, and this is where doing the fundamental analysis of this play is important as well. I know a lot of individuals in my comment section are looking for the pullback on Big Bear AI, and maybe there will be a little bit of a pullback, but I don't foresee much of a pullback, and anything under the $10 range is truly a blessing. And if you're not invested in Big Bear AI, I suggest that you do so before it reaches $10. And if you're holding Big Bear AI and you're thinking about selling it, I definitely suggest holding on to Big Bear, as it's not just retail money that is holding Big Bear, but also the insiders as well. So we could see that recently when Kevin became the new CEO of Big Bear AI, that there was a lot of acquisitions by the insiders. So this is all insider trades here. You could find this on the NASDAQ website. But yeah, we could see all these acquisitions with a bunch of shares. So Kevin himself got 628,000 shares added to his Big Bear AI position. He now sits at 794,000 shares in Big Bear AI. So it's not just retail money that's interested in Big Bear AI, but the insiders are also adding to their positions as well. And it's not just insiders, it's not just big money, but also the biggest money out there, the top institutional investors also that have been adding to Big Bear AI and are also very bullish on Big Bear AI. So even if you don't trust my opinion on Big Bear AI or other YouTubers, you think that this is just a pump and dump, well, think about who else holds Big Bear. We have BlackRock holding Big Bear, Vanguard holding Big Bear, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, and they're sitting here with some pretty wealthy positions. So BlackRock's position sits at just under $100 million in the Big Bear. And right here is also showing the volume chart for BigBearAI. So we have seen more volume hop into BigBearAI these last 2 weeks than ever before. And we did see the market value in BigBearAI explode, as we are now sitting at 2.27 billion on the market cap. When we originally talked about BigBearAI, it was when the market cap was, I think, at about 700 million. And so we've really seen an explosion in that market cap. Again, we've seen an explosion in the volume, and we have seen a lot of institutional investors add to their positions in BigBearAI. And so with BigBearAI's recent rise, there's been a lot of talks. Is BigBearAI the next Palantir? BigBearAI could kind of be seen as like the little brother to Palantir, as they're both very similar. They both are AI companies that work on defense, and then they are also both working with the United States government. And so here on screen, I have a little comparison here between BigBearAI and Palantir. And so we could see that the BigBearAI market cap right now is at 2 billion, where the market cap for Palantir is at 260 billion. You know, with Palantir, their stock price is now sitting at around like $120, but at one point their price was around the $7 range, the lower number range, just like BigBearAI is at currently. So I know a lot of investors are looking at BigBearAI as a long-term investment, as they should, and as I am doing. But because of the potential that they have when you put them side by side next to Palantir. And so if we do want to see BigBearAI be the next Palantir, we're going to have to see the company continue to do what they just did. And this came from February 5th, and that was when they won the Department of Defense contract. And so this was a pretty major contract that BigBearAI won. And this is what really started to push this stock into the range that we are seeing now. So when they won this contract, it immediately pushed the stock up. And this was right after they did just announce their new CEO, Kevin. And so Kevin has a lot of ties with the Donald Trump administration. He was the former head of the Department of Homeland Security. And so with BigBearAI, if they continue to gain more contracts, we could very well see their value, their intrinsic value in their stock continue to rise, and we could continue to see their cash flow and everything else increase for the better. And so with BigBearAI, their earnings history hasn't been historically great, as they have missed earnings many times, and their revenue also hasn't been the best either. But we do see that in Q2 and Q3 of 2024 that they did actually meet expectations. And so the last 2 quarters were great. The next date that we're going to be looking for from here is going to be on March 6th. That is going to be BigBearAI's next earnings date. And so I think that if BigBearAI has another earnings beat, that we could see the price movement in BigBearAI really explode. This earnings report will be for the tail end of 2024 also. And so this will be before any of the Department of Defense contract shows up into their balance sheet or anything like that. And so if BigBearAI continues to have a push more towards the upside and have positive earnings meet expectations, we really could see a lot of crazy momentum go in this stock, as especially with the Department of Defense contract and any other future contracts they may have, the price is just catching up. But funny enough, not everybody is bullish on the Big Bear, as we did just recently see Jim Cramer come out on his show and say that he advises against BigBearAI and not holding this stock. But what is funny about Jim Cramer is he is like the opposite of Nancy Pelosi. So you hear Nancy Pelosi buys something or she has an opinion, and everybody runs to do the same. We saw that with the Tempest AI recently, where she bought some options contracts, and that stock has has already went up like 3x in value. Jim Cramer historically has been the opposite, where he has an opinion, he says don't touch something, and then the stock always seems to rocket. So you could do with what you want with that last information. But again, I am very bullish on the Big Bear. We need to see them continue to do what they just did, which is gain government contracts and continue to prove their worth as a company. But as I said, a little bit of a wrap up on this video, retail is holding, the insiders are holding, and also big money institutional investors are holding as well. So I think there is a lot of potential in BigBearAI, and I truly believe that being under $10 right now is a blessing. And so if you're not already involved in BigBearAI, I would definitely suggest joining in before it rises to 10 and beyond, and before the FOMO gets really bad. But that again is just my hyper bullish opinion on the Big Bear. I would love to hear what everyone else has to say about Big Bear in the comment section below. So please drop a comment, please leave a like, and please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much and have a great day.
Money talk. Here comes the money.